Hi everyone, it's Justin again. We've spent the last few videos studying the different features of function graphs, so we've only got one thing left to do. Understand how to interpret those features when they're given context through word problems. Arya goes mountain climbing. Her elevation in meters is graphed as a function of time, in minutes. What is happening on the interval from 10 to 13? What we want to know is what's happening with Arya at this orange part of the graph. First, we need to know how to read the graph, and that means knowing the input and output. The problem tells us that the graph shows elevation as a function of time. So which is the input? The function is based on time, so time is the input, and the function's output is Arya's elevation. The interval we're worried about is from 10 minutes to 13 minutes. What happens during that time? This interval is a decreasing interval, which means as time goes on, the output, Arya's elevation, goes down. Arya's elevation is getting lower. Maybe she had to climb down a cliff. We can't know every little detail, but we can know for sure that from 10 minutes to 13 minutes, Arya was going down for some reason. M of t represents the money in Willy's bank account as a function of the number of transactions made. Explain the minimum and maximum in the graph. Just like before, first we need to know the input and the output. Since his bank account balance depends on the transactions he makes, the input is the number of transactions, and the output is how much is left in Willy's bank account. Now that we can read the graph, we need to explain what the minimum is and what the maximum is. The minimum occurs when he makes his third transaction. What's the output? Well, the graph is a little too big for us to tell exactly how much is in his account, but one thing is for sure, it's a negative amount. When Willy made his third transaction, he accidentally used more money than he had. I hope his bank doesn't charge a huge overdraft fee. Alright, so if 3 transactions made him go into the negatives, then what's up with the maximum at 4 transactions? How did he go from having negative money to having even more money than before? He got paid. Just in time, too, by the looks of it. P of h models the temperature in Celsius of your pool h hours after midnight on some day. How could we explain the interval from 0 to 9? First, we have to label the graph. We're given P of h, so h is the input, and it represents the hours after midnight. That means the output will be the pool temperature. We need to explain this interval, from 0 hours to 9 hours. The whole interval is underneath the horizontal axis, so it's a negative interval. During these times, the pool's temperature is negative. But why? Well, if the input is hours after midnight, the 0 would mean exactly midnight, and 9 would mean 9 a.m. Duh. It was the middle of the night and early morning. The pool didn't heat up to positive temperatures until after 9 o'clock. That's all there is to it. The most important part of interpreting function graphs is understanding the context, and labeling the axes correctly can help a lot with that. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to estimate how quickly something happens using average rate of change. See you then!